This is Austin from Team Pantheon coming here with a Tetra Drive Aquaforce deck. So let's dive into my build right now. Alright, start off. 3 Tetra Drives. Obvious enough, he's the ace of the deck. His ability is, whenever he attacks for the second battle, if any of my rearguards attack for the 4th battle at a Vanguard, counterblast 2, drop 2 from the hand, and he restands. Plays very well off of the main combo of the deck, which is Transcore, forcing heavy pressure on your opponent when you break ride, making them discard a card and Tetra swings for much higher with restand. So, simple enough. Also, to end my grade 3s at a count of 9, I throw in 2 Daimanis. I found him pretty standard in most Aquaforce decks, in my personal opinion. I really like him. He's easy to get off swapping. He almost assures Tetra to go off when I have him in the field. I just think he's a great card and needed in most Aquaforce builds, like Maelstrom. Alright, moving on to grade 2s. One of the key cards for Tetra Drive is Tidal Assault, and he's basically a grade 2 Benedict. Whenever he's done attacking a Vanguard, he can instantly restand himself by dropping his power by 5, which ignites multiple attacks for Aquaforce. Pretty standard and useful for Tetra Drive. I would heavily advise anybody making Tetra Drive to use him. I also run a set of 4 Lazarus. Pretty standard, he's 10k, beater mostly. Just pretty standard for a deck, especially when there's nothing else to put in. And to finish off my grade 2s at a count of 11, I run Twin Strike Brave Shooters. They get a 3000 power increase whenever 2 or less rears are at rest. So he plays off well with Daimanis and Tetra Drive, because you can attack with Daimanis, attack with Tetra, and then attack with him, and he still gets his 12 because it states rears. So your Vanguard obviously doesn't count into that, so very, very nice plays off of him. Going into grade 1s, obviously, pretty standard. 4 perfs. Don't really need to get into that. Protects you from any incoming attacks. Doesn't matter. I also run a set of 4 Theos. Similar to Lazarus, they're pretty standard. He's an excellent booster. I'm thinking about switching up the deck a little bit, and I might drop the count of him to 2 or 3, but for right now, this is the deck I was taking to regionals in New York, so it did fairly well. So 4 Theo is, I'm keeping it out right now. Also advised in a Tetra Drive deck is Wheel Assaults. Whenever he boosts any attack that's aimed at a Vanguard, if I have an Aquaforce Vanguard, I can counterblast 1 and swap any 2 units on the field. He's a great substitute for Daimanis or for Tidal Assault if you don't have them. I primarily use them as a last resort because those counterblasts are useful for Tetra. So, and to add a little draw power into the deck, I run 2 Penguins. Simple enough, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. It's pretty much a staple in a lot of decks I'm finding. They're very useful and very utilistic. So, 2 of him. Alright. Starter I use is Eric. Pretty much he's the consistent starter I found across Aquaforce. I know people will play off Aqua Kid or Bubble Kid Draco for Tetra. I don't personally like that, just due to the fact I have to hold on to him for so long, and I want something I can rely on at any time in the game, whether it be late or early, and he seems to be a very consistent starter. For my triggers, I run 5 stand triggers, and it's legal with this card because I can have up to 16 of them in the deck, but 5 stand add in more pressure, and you know, perfect world where Narukami and Kagero don't exist, if I don't have all my rear set up, I might get lucky and pull a stand and still get my Tetra off. So, 5 stand as of now. I run 2 crit. Transcore, let me find him here. Yeah, Transcore adds a critical. For those of you who don't know, Transcore skill, it's Break Ride. So Vanguard gets 10,000. And whenever he attacks, if your opponent doesn't discard a card, not only do you gain an additional crit, but you cannot guard the attack at all. For that reason, I only run 2 crits, because usually when I Break Ride, I'm going to end the game. So 2 crits, nice, simple, get him in there, a little surprise. I run 5 draw. Tetra Drive makes you drop cards in the hand, so I would like to use draws more consecutively in order to keep my hand size decent and not completely lose all of it. I find she is especially great, and I advise 3 to 4 of her in a deck due to the sheer fact you play her, you can soul charge her, and it boosts a unit by 3,000, which plays off very well with Tidal Assaults, because they're only 9, and then he could swing at 11k Vanguards and restand and get lucky with a trigger. She's beautiful. Oh, he's also very nice because you can slide in and unflip your damage. Because Tetra takes... you can only use him 2 times in a match usually. Unless you have... heals. Obviously 4. Especially this guy. He's adorable. Well, YouTubers, that is my Tetra Drive deck. I hope you like what you saw. Please rate, comment, and like I said, I was thinking about switching up a bit. If you guys got any ideas for me, I'd be more than happy to hear them. So, I guess that's all. Thanks for listening.